Okay. Now today we are going to continue with the writing section. Look at your books on page 14. Look at exercise A. Here we have to look at the picture. Have you ever visited, a house like in the photo? Look at the picture. Have you ever visited, houses like in the photo?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, especially, here
In Saudi
in
Arabia.
yes, in Saudi Arabia, they built in the past, they used to build houses like these. Where do you think these houses are? Where do you think these houses are? Yes, Uday?
Teacher, what is it now? In the
Yes,
area.
yes, yes. Maybe in Diriyah here in Riyadh, we will find, houses like, like in the photo. Also, they used to build these kinds of houses in the past. Now, what are they made of? What do you think? What are they made of? What are they made of? Who can try to answer? Hmm. What are they made of? Yes, Ashraf?
Sand, water, and rocks.
Good. Not rocks. Good. They were built of let us say clay,
Okay.
sand, and water. Good. Thank you. They are made of clay in general. They are made of clay, sand. Good. So today we are going to talk about writing a descriptive essay. Here we are going to write, about, let us say, a home. You can choose a home and write about it, a descriptive essay. Describe everything in details. Here we have an example. Here we have an example. We are going to listen, then we will answer the questions in number 1, number 2, number 3. Here we have questions. We are going to answer them. Look at the photos. Where do you think these houses are? What are they made of? Read the text and find out these questions. Now we will listen. Just 1 minute to share the audio. Then we will listen, the audio. Listen. Okay. Listen, please.
A home over the canyon. When people talk about unusual homes, I think of our friend's dream home in New Mexico, on which they spent all their savings building. On the outside, the house looks like most adobe homes of the area. Adobe is made from sand, clay, water, and organic material that are shaped into bricks and left to dry in the sun. Our friend's house is a beautifully designed, large adobe home with a drive and a large cactus tree near the entrance. It has soft lines and is less angular than conventional urban homes. When you go through the door, you find yourself in a beautiful, spacious room with large windows and sunlight streaming in. Large windows are unusual for adobe homes, but this is no ordinary home. Part of the house juts out of the adobe shell that can be seen from the street and stretches to the end of a cliff. You walk past a kitchen fitted with a cast-iron stove and handmade wooden cabinets that give off the most enticing smells of cumin and chilies and herbs. It is so real you can almost taste the food. The spacious room that you step into when you enter the house stretches in all directions. You walk towards the sitting area. When you get closer, you need to brace yourself as the most spectacular view imaginable unfolds before your eyes. All of a sudden, you are no longer stepping on wood. The floor is hard, and your footsteps make a strange resounding sound. You look down and wonder whether you have been transported in space and time. You are looking into the gaping canyon. You think you are falling into it. You can almost feel the air whooshing past. Part of the floor is made of thick, custom-designed glass. You might like it or hate it, but however you feel, you have to admit it is unique. This is the way I feel about this house and the day I spent there. It was a unique, unforgettable experience, even if I wouldn't choose to live with a glass floor over a canyon for the rest of my life. Would you?
Okay. Now look at the first group of questions. Look at the first question. Who can read and try to answer the first question? Who can try? Abdullah, are you here? Abdullah, Abdullah Amin. Yes, read the first question, please.
What is Adobe?
What is Adobe? What is Adobe? Now, if you look at the pictures here, you will find that these, are the pictures of the houses are Adobe buildings. So Adobe is what? Look at the answer. The answer will be in the second paragraph, I think. The answer will be in second paragraph. Adobe is made from, who can answer? Who can answer the question, Shabab? Who can try? Okay, read, Abdullah. Read the first answer. Adobe is, building material. It is what?
Adobe is building material that is made from sand, clay, water, and organic material that is shaped into bricks and left to dry in the sun.
Good. So Adobe is building material. You can what? Build, let us say the traditional houses were built of Adobe material. Adobe material, let us say here, the sand, the clay, water, and we have organic materials also. All of them, shaped into bricks and, left to dry in the sun. Now, what about the second question? Who can read the second question? Ahmed Azzam, read the second question, please. Oh, Sharif, yalla.
Okay.
Sharif,
Yes.
read the second.
What is special about the house?
What is special about the house?
It looks from the outside, it looks normal,
Yes.
like the rest of the Adobe homes, but from the inside, it's different.
Good. So also here we have, the answers will be vary from one to another. Good. Thank you very much. Also here we have another answer. It is, a beautifully designed large Adobe home with soft lines. Part of the house, just out with the Adobe shell and the stitches to the end of the cliff. Read it again. Ahmed Azzam, read the answer again.
Okay, it is a beautiful designed large Adobe home with soft lines. Part of the house juts out of the Adobe shell and stretches to the end of a cliff.
Good, thank you. Juts means here, juts out means shown, shown. Part of the house, shown of the Adobe, or not in the same, let us say, equality Okay, now what about, the third question? Who can read the third question? Abdurrahman, Adnan, are you here?
Yes, yes, sir.
Read the third question.
Are the back and front of the house similar? How do you know?
I think no, they are not the same. Look at the,
No, they are.
explanation. Yes, read.
No, they aren't. The front of the house that can be seen from the street is that of a large adobe home with a drive,
Adobe home with a drive,
and a cactus
cactus.
tree at the entrance. The back
The
of the
back
house has large windows and stretches to the end
stretches, yes, to the end of the cliff.
of the cliff.
So, the answer is found in paragraph number 2. In paragraph number 2, you will find the answer. So, the back and the front of the house are not similar. They are not similar. Good. Now, what about the last question? Who can read the last question? Muhammad Taysir. Are you here, Muhammad? Yusuf. Yusuf, are you here? Ahmed Rami. Uday. Read Uday.
Yes, teacher.
Mhm.
What is part of the floor made of and why? Part
Good.
of the floor is made of thick custom design glass.
Good. Thank you. Just, to allow, a beautiful view of the canyon below. Again, we forgot to ask you about the title, A Home Over the Canyon. What does it mean, canyon? What does it mean, canyon? Mhm. A home over the canyon. Ahmed Azan, canyon, what does it mean?
It's, I think, a dried river.
Maybe, gorge, maybe, valley. Canyon
Yeah.
means a deep valley with, let us say, very steep, and it is, steep. Canyon means a valley, a deep valley. So you can imagine how can, they build a home over the canyon. Okay, so this is about the first group of the questions in exercise A. What is part, the last one again here, what is part of the floor made of? Part of the floor is made of thick custom designed glass to allow a unique view of the canyon below. Let's listen again, okay, and answer the rest of the questions. Listen, if there is no audio, tell me.
A home over the canyon. When people talk about unusual homes, I think of our friend's dream home in New Mexico, on which they spent all their savings building. On the outside, the house looks like most adobe homes of the area. Adobe is made from sand, clay, water, and organic material that are shaped into bricks and left to dry in the sun. Our friend's house is a beautifully designed, large adobe home with a drive and a large cactus tree near the entrance. It has soft lines and is less angular than conventional urban homes. When you go through the door, you find yourself in a beautiful, spacious room with large windows and sunlight streaming in. Large windows are unusual for adobe homes, but this is no ordinary home. Part of the house juts out of the adobe shell that can be seen from the street and stretches to the end of a cliff. You walk past a kitchen fitted with a cast iron stove and handmade wooden cabinets that give off the most enticing smells of cumin and chilies and herbs. It is so real you can almost taste the food. The spacious room that you step into when you enter the house stretches in all directions. You walk towards the sitting area. When you get closer, you need to brace yourself as the most spectacular view imaginable unfolds before your eyes. All of a sudden, you are no longer stepping on wood. The floor is hard, and your footsteps make a strange resounding sound. You look down and wonder whether you have been transported in space and time. You are looking into the gaping canyon. You think you are falling into it. You can almost feel the air whooshing past. Part of the floor is made of thick, custom-designed glass. You might like it or hate it, but however you feel, you have to admit it is unique. This is the way I feel about this house and the day I spent there. It was a unique, unforgettable experience, even if I wouldn't choose to live with a glass floor over a canyon for the rest of my life. Would you?
Okay. Now, look at number 2. Read the text again and answer, the questions. Find out and highlight. Who can read the first question here? Who can read the first question?
Sir, can you go back to number 1?
1 minute. Okay. Have a screenshot and you can do it here. Finished?
Yes.
Okay. Who can read the first question? Abdurrahman Saadi. Read please here.
Yes, teacher.
Which rooms?
Which rooms does the writer mention?
Good. Now, which rooms does the writer mention? Look at the 4th paragraph. I think he talked about what? The spacious room. Read the answer, please. He mentioned, a spacious room.
A spacious room that stretches
Yes.
in all directions, and the kitchen.
Good. So he mentioned in the, the descriptive essay, the spacious room, when you enter the house, it stretches in all directions. Good. Now, what about the second question? I think it is. Who can read the second question? Abdurrahman Raad, are you here? Ahmad Haswani. Ahmad Haswani. Muhammad Taysir, read the question, please.
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
What can the writer see, smell, and feel in the house?
Good. What can, the writer see, smell, and feel in the house? He can see a lot of things. Maybe, beautiful home, windows, doors, etc. He can see the door, large. Read, please. Who can read the answer? Who can read the answer? Muhammad?
Can I read, teacher?
يلا يا عبد العزيز.
He can see the door, large windows, sunlight streaming in the street, the kitchen, the window cabinets, the sitting area, a spectacular view, the gaping canyon. He can smell the most intense smells of cumin and chilies and herbs. He can feel the hard floor, the air washing past. He imagines this.
Okay. Who can read again? Who can read again the answer? Uday, read the answer again.
Yes, teacher. He can see the door, large windows, sunlight streaming in, the street, the lift, the kitchen, the wooden cabinets, the sitting area, a space, color, a view, the gaping canyon. He can smell the most intense smells of common and chilled and herbs. He can feel the hard floor as the air washing past. He imagined this.
He imagined this. Good. Now look at the last question here, number 3. Who can read the question? Who can read the question, please? Abdurrahman Musa, are you here?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, read the question, please. Would you want to live?
Would you want to live in a house with a glass floor? Why? Why not?
Good. Some of you will say yes, just, as it will be, unforgettable experience, to be special, etc. Other will say, no, I don't want to try this. Okay. Now, move to the next page. Move to the next page here. 1 minute, please. Now here we are going to write. We are going to write a descriptive essay. Who can read? Number 1. This is our homework. Who can read in B?
Can I read, teacher?
Yes, Abdulaziz. Number 1, choose a home.
One, choose a home to write about. It can be yours or another home you know well. Number 2.
Good.
Read number
Choose
2.
a home to write about it. It can be yours or another home you will know. Remember or think about what you see.
Remember, think what you see, hear, feel, and smell in various rooms of the house.
Good. And if you look at the chart here, we are going to make notes in the chart and use them later to write, about your essay, about, a descriptive essay. Now here we have some rules. If you want to write a descriptive essays, who can read the first? Yanal, are you here, Yanal? Yanal? Ahmed Rami? Yusuf? Who can read the first point about, the writer corner? Abdullah Amin, read the first one.
Brainstorm about the topic and write down as many notes as you can about your memories and impressions of the house, please.
Good. So if you want to write an essay or a descriptive essay, you have to brainstorm. When you brainstorm, it means you should just, concentrate, try to remember or imagine as much as you can. And don't worry about whether, it is useful or not. Just try to concentrate and, brainstorm. Brainstorm means, to think carefully, to concentrate, to choose, the ideas that you are going to talk about carefully. Now, what about the second? Who can read the second point? Ahmed Azam, read the second point. Make an outline.
Yes. Make an outline of your essay and decide what each paragraph section is going to focus on.
Good. This will help you to organize your thoughts.
Yes, ideas, information.
Yes, yes. Just, make, let us say, an outline, and, this will help you to organize your, let us say, information, ideas. Then if you want to change, you can change them. But, initially, just to arrange your ideas. Good. Point number three. Khalid Majdi, are you here? Abdurrahman Ra'id. Abdurrahman Saadi.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, read number 3.
Include.
Yes, include factual
Include
information.
factual information.
Yes.
Size, number of rooms, as well as feelings, impressions.
Good. So here in number 3, you should include factual information. This will help, the reader to understand and, visualize, as well. Okay. You have to mention some information, factual information, real information, not imagined. Good. Number 4. Who can read number 4? Let me choose Muhammad Naif. Muhammad Naif.
Yes.
Number 4, please, here. Visualize the place.
Visualize the place you want to write about, so you can help your reader visualize it too.
Good. So here you have to try to visualize the place. So you can describe the imagine, and the reader can, let us say, imagine, or let us say, visualize as you visualize the place you want to write about, so you can help the readers to visualize it too. Number 5, who can read number 5? Abdullah Amin. Abdullah Amin. Yes, please read number 5. Point number 5. Use different senses.
Use different senses, etc. Sight, feelings. Example: sight, feeling, smell, sound, and taste to make it more vivid.
Good. You realize if you go back to the example of the home over the canyon, you realize that the writer used a lot of senses, like the feelings, smell, sound, taste, etc. Number 6, who can read number 6?
أقرأ.
Yes. Read, yeah.
أقرأ أستاذ.
Khalid, read number 6. Remember that.
Remember that smell is usually the most vivid and best retained memory.
Good. The sense, let us say, of a smell, sometimes rated, it is definitely making use of is. You realize here you have to remember that the smell is usually the most vivid. Smell is the most, let us say, vivid point, and it will make you what? Retain back your memory. The last, who can read the last? Sharif.
Yes. Think of the first and last things you see, hear, feel, or smell, or almost taste when you are there.
Good. Here you have to focus on, let us say, the time when you enter the house and the time when you leave. This will help you to introduce and, to write the essay more effectively. Okay, so again, here we are going to write about a house or a home you will choose and to describe it. Okay, so here the chart will help you if you organize your ideas. You can organize your ideas by, you know, filling, you know, the chart about the exterior, the appearance from the external side. The garden, you can write about the garden. What can you see? What can you hear? What can you feel? In other words, you have to imagine things, like, you know, the example of the essay which we read before. Okay, let's stop here. Okay, thank you very much.
Homework?
Yes, it will be as a homework.